Hey, hey, it is a beautiful day here in Atlanta, a beautiful evening. Beautiful day today. Guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Go to dynastybeer.com. Also go to Donfo.Africa. Again, go to Donfo.Africa. Okay, here comes Hannah. Hey, Hannah, I see you back there, Hannah. I see you back there. Go to Donfo.Africa. All right, we're rolling to Sierra Leone. Guys, to be honest with you, I probably got about two more spots left. Two more spots left. We kind of deep now. We kind of deep. Sierra Leone, we kind of deep. So we rolling deep, y'all. So if you're interested in rolling, we got two more spots left. If you want to roll, hit me up. Make sure you go to Donfo. In fact, let me show you guys the site. The site is done. Everything is up and cracking. Again, everything is up and cracking. Hold on one second. Hannah, I'm gonna bring you on, Hannah. I'm gonna bring you on. I'm gonna bring you on. Okay, we got you. We're gonna bring you on. Hold on one second. Share screen. African American all day. Okay, I see you, Kelvin. America belongs to us. All right. Well, you could call in. Hold on one second. Let me log out of here first. There we go. Let me log out. America belongs to us. Okay. I don't. Good for you. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. But you're gonna have to explain yourself how America belongs to you when we only own 0.05% of America that we own? 0.05%. Hannah, who you talking to? You talking to yourself, Hannah? Who you talking to? Who you talking to, Hannah? You talking to yourself? I can't hear you, Hannah. You in the back. I can't hear you. I'm gonna bring you on here shortly. Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna bring you on. I'm gonna bring you on. All right, here we go. All right, guys. So this is the site, the new travel site. Also, we got an article on Hannah. Hannah contributed an article to us, you guys. She contributed an article to us. There she go. Raise the roof, Hannah. Raise the roof. There you go. Raise the roof. Raise the roof. There you go. Here we go. A memoir. Okay, this guy, he did. Okay, guys. So he's doing some updates to the memoir section. So let me go back. Let me mention him. That's not supposed to be on there. Hold on. All right. So in fact, let me show it to you. So we're going with a different. Let me just go back to memoir. So we're going with a different template. All right, for the memoir section, and that's Hannah right there. We're going with a different template. So this is a test post. It's not supposed to be there. And guys, this is Hannah. Hannah contributed to the memoirs. Now, memoirs, gives you an opportunity to share your story, share your experience on Africa. All right, that's what memoirs are. It gives you opportunity to share your story, share your experience on Africa, and that's our beloved Hannah right there in Kenya feeding giraffes. So, so yes, but we're gonna go with a different template. So my web guy, he didn't take that off. So, and then guys, join our community as well. Please join our community, join our Telegram group, and join our email list as well. Everyone, I need you to join the email list and the Telegram group so you guys can stay up to date in regards to what's going on. Okay. And then culture, we got recipes, some Dibby egg sauce. So for the culture, we're going to be adding recipes, free language courses. We're going to go into the culture. So I want this to be more than just a tour site. This is going to be an experience. Okay, it's going to be an experience, not just a tour site. Okay, we're not just offering tours. It's going to be an overall authentic African experience. In fact, let me bring Hannah on. Let me bring Hannah on because Hannah's back there waiting. Hannah, let me bring you on. I'm sorry, Hannah. Let's bring Hannah on. Hey, Hannah.
Dynast. Hi.
I'm just going through the site real quick. Just real quick,
Yes,
going through
I
the site.
see. I love it. I'm loving the pictures. I can tell that's your favorite picture, Dynast. That one to the right.
Oh, right here.
You love that picture.
That's a good picture.
It is. It
That's a good
shows
picture.
it shows like so much.
Uh
Like it
huh.
shows Sierra Leone and its beauty, but it
Right.
also shows how you can like find love in Sierra Leone, which I think a lot of, African American or black women in America would be interested in.
That's a show. In fact, we're going to do that show next week.
Okay.
African American women, black women who looking for
Looking
love.
for love. So I gotta
Love.
come on that one because that
All
is
right, so
like,
next week, Hannah,
yeah,
next week we're doing a looking for love in
looking for
Africa show.
love in Africa.
So
Hmm.
we're doing that next week. So
Okay, let's do it.
some video, just some highlights of the previous tours. Us eating lobster, riding boats, the Calacuta Felacuti Museum, the Voodoo Festival. And so these are the two upcoming tours. We have Nigeria for the Oshun Festival of 2022. Well, of course, this August 2022 Oshun Festival. And the Sierra Leone tour, which, guys, we probably have maybe one or two spots left for Sierra Leone, like one or two spots left. Looking forward to it. We're leaving in April. It's going to be April 20th through the 30th. Again, April 20th through the 30th.
I
Sierra
want to go
Leone.
so bad, Dynast, so bad on this one.
Okay, we'll come. We'll come.
Well, I got a lot going on right now. A lot going
Okay.
on right now. But I'm going on the next one for Sierra Leone because I have to
In
get that
November.
citizenship. Hmm?
You got the what?
I want to get that dual citizenship.
You take your DNA test through African ancestry?
I haven't taken it yet.
Okay, well you gotta go take that.
I know,
And
I know.
hopefully
I'm
the
trying to
results
make it
come
like
back.
a big thing. I want to like take it and have like all my friends and family over, and it'd be like a big reveal, like a gender reveal, but like my African
Okay.
ancestry reveal.
Okay. I'm here for it. You can stream. Hey,
Yep.
listen. You could when you have it. We could stream it live right here.
Oh, I like that.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So this is my king, my Kabiisi in Nigeria in Otoruo. So that's where we're going in August. We're gonna meet him. In fact, I talked to him today. He's like, "What are you bringing your friends?" I said, "In August. I'm bringing my friends in August." So he
Okay.
awaits you guys for the Oshun Festival in August. Danfo, live, love, Danfo, Africa. And guys, these are the different locations where we're traveling to. The only location that we're not live in yet is South Africa and Namibia. So I actually want to personally go back to these two countries because I'm not going to send you guys on a tour to a country that I've never been to. Now, I've been to Cape Town. I mean, I've been to South Africa. I've been in Namibia, but that was back in 2012. So I'm so far removed. So I want to go back and visit 10 toes on the ground. And then we'll go ahead and open up South Africa and Namibia. But these are the different destinations. So Sierra Leone, Benin, Ghana, South Africa, Namibia coming soon, Nigeria, Senegal, and Zanzibar. Well, yeah, Zanzibar.
I'm surprised no Kenya.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's
Okay.
coming. It's coming. And so
Yeah,
people
that's a
ask,
big
Diane, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's a big one. A lot of black people in America, African Americans, definitely like King is on the map over here. A
Right.
lot of people hear about it because of the Masai Mara. So that's just something to consider for sure.
So this is these are the playlists. So people ask Diane, what are we going to do? What are the activities? We'll go to the itinerary anyway. By the way, here's a playlist. Click discover more. It'll take you to the different videos of our previous tours and trips to Nigeria and Sierra Leone. and just contact guys. You can send me an email, call me. We got testimonials from my previous clients who went on tours with me about us, who we are, all that good stuff. And you guys can meet our tour guides. So this is the team right here. Here we are, and we are growing. We are growing. And then, well, let's click on Sierra Leone real quick. So I need to update this. Guys, the tour is going to be the 20th through the 30th. It's going to be the 20th through the 30th. So I need to go ahead and update this as well. And this is a tentative itinerary of everything we're doing in Sierra Leone. So you guys can see visuals, all that good stuff. And then everyone, we accept Bitcoin, Zelle, and credit card. So you put in the amount of the tour, you check out, and here go your options. You can pay via crypto. So right now, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin is what we accept. Or you can pay Zelle, or you can pay via credit card. So that's it, guys. Make sure you go to donfo.africa, and you can use GPay, and I think you can use Apple Pay as well. There was an Apple Pay link somewhere, but you can use Google Pay as well. So, guys, make sure you go to donfo.africa. Again, it's donfo.africa, not donfo.africa.com. It's donfo.africa. Africa now is a new extension, like .com, .net, .org. There's .africa. So it's donfo.africa. And guys, if you want to contribute to memoirs, if you want to share your story. Oh, see, listen, my web guy is so fast. He removed the test one. He removed it. I texted him. I said, hey, man, remove that test one. He said, okay, sorry about that. So he removed it, man. My guy is extremely, extremely fast, you guys. So if you want to add to this, if you guys want to write a blog, add to the story, send me an email, hello@donfo.africa, and we will holler back. And then if you want to contribute to the culture as well, be a part of the culture, you can do that as well. And then, guys, make sure you join the community. Please join the community. All right, join our Telegram group and join our email list so you guys can stay up to date in regards to what's going on with Donfo. Again, tour Sierra Leone, April 20th to the 30th. Got about 2 more spots left. If you guys want to roll, hit me up. But without further ado, we got our sister on with us. The beautiful. In fact, hold on, let me expand the screen. Hold on, so everybody can see Hannah. Hold on one second. I gotta stop sharing. There we go. So everybody could see Hannah.
Hi, everyone. Hey. What's up? Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Now, guys, Hannah, we're gonna pray for Hannah. Hannah's taking her real estate exam when Sunday.
Yes. No, Saturday.
Saturday now. This last time you were just 2 points off.
Yep.
Okay, Hannah, we gotta listen, Hannah. When you pass your exam, we're gonna party, okay?
Yes, I'm so ready for that.
I'm gonna buy you a drink, all right?
Yes, a whole pitcher.
Oh, you want a whole pitcher?
After this experience of trying to pass this real estate exam, a pitcher.
So we're gonna get her a whole pitcher of Ota Jim. I know they have Nigerian restaurants in Chicago. We will get proper palm. Well, no, you can't get palm wine here in America. It's not the real thing. I go to Africa, but we will get you a pitcher of Origin beer. Okay, just for you.
Beer.
Origin beer. You said a pitcher.
I like a mixed cocktail. I like a amaretto sour on the rocks, or margarita, or mojito. Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So we'll get you mojito. Okay. Mojito. I will drink Origin beer. You drink mojito. No problem. So
do it.
All right. So today's topic So Anna, we're gonna ask you the question.
Ooh,
Introduce yourself, all that good stuff. Do you consider yourself Black American or African American? And what sparked this conversation? So, if you guys don't know, I consider myself like to me, Black American, African American is interchangeable for me.
yeah.
But I also consider myself Nigerian and Sierra Leonean as well, because that's what I am.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I'm officially. That's what I am. So when people ask, "What are you?" I tell them, Black American, Nigerian, and Sierra Leonean. That's what I tell them.
Okay. So you don't tell them African American.
Well, to me, Black American, African American is interchangeable. So I might say African American, I might say Black American.
Mm-hmm.
I let them know I'm Sierra Leonean and Nigerian as well.
Okay. I feel that. I guess I agree, right? It's interchangeable for me too. I find myself sometimes being like, I'm African American. I find myself sometimes being like, I'm Black. But then I really have to question, like, why are we interchangeably changing something that's so important in our lives? Like, this is like as important as your name or as important as where you are from. Like, you're not gonna, if you were born somewhere, you're not gonna say you were born somewhere else. That doesn't change. And so whenever I have something that's being interchanged a lot, I have to question, why are we interchanging it? And if there was a decision that you had to make based on what you believe you are, or if somebody asked you to identify who you are, what would be that instant response for you? And so go ahead.
Hannah, let me ask you this. So we have a
Yeah.
couple in the chat.
Okay.
How do you feel about Black people? Hair nappier than mine, blacker than me.
Mm-hmm.
Make Don Cheeto look light skinned, and they consider themselves not African but Indian, Native American. Like, have you saw that before? Have you heard of that before?
No, nope.
Yeah. So you got some people that make Don Cheeto, make Wesley Snipes look light skinned,
And they
but
consider
they
themselves
could,
Native American.
yeah, they consider themselves Native American, or yeah. What are your
Mm.
thoughts on that?
No, I haven't run into that. And I would say the only qualifying factor to me that would really like indicate somebody was Native American and they were like super, super dark would be their hair texture. If their hair texture was really fine, I would have to consider where else or who else are they mixed with, because we know most African is going to be nappy. It's going to be that thick texture, So that's the only time I would ever question it. But no, I haven't run into that. So but yeah, going back to what I was saying about how I identify, at one point I was saying African American, at one point I was saying Black, and then I realized that more and more Africans from Africa were moving to America. And of course, when they would move, they would say, I'm African American. And I'm like, well, I'm African American too. And some of us in America, Black people, never been to Africa. And they felt like, I never been to Africa and I'm calling myself African American. And then you have people from Africa coming over here and they're
Mm.
calling themselves African American, just like Chinese people come over here and they call themselves Chinese American and Indian American. Everybody has their American. And then it's like, well, where does that put us, Black people who were born in America? We come from African descent, yes, but we were born and raised in America. Where does that put us?
So some people will say, "Well, are you familiar? Do you know what Peter Tosh is?"
No.
So Peter Tosh has a song. If you are Black, you are African.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter if you've never been to Africa. If you're Black, you're out. If you're
Hmm.
Black, you're African. But also, you'll have some African Americans or African Americans. I would say we're so far removed from Africa that we're Black American, or even they'll say, "I'm just straight American."
Hmm.
What,
Hmm.
what are your thoughts on that?
So my thoughts on what you said is I literally started thinking about it that same exact way. I was like, well, you know what? I've been to Africa. So I know I'm African American. Like I know I'm from Africa. Like I haven't got my DNA results, but I'm like, I can feel it in my soul. So I know I'm African American. But then where I found the discourse was when I started meeting more Black people who were from other parts of the world, like the Caribbean, other Black people who were from Dominican Republic, other Black people who were from um, some of these Spanish countries, Colombia, and they can't identify themselves as African American. And so, but they're clearly of African descent, right? Because they're dark and they have, the features of Africans. And so then I realized that with identifying as an African American, I believe that it further divides us as people. And the reason that I say that is because as an African American, how can you connect with Black people from all over the world? There aren't just Black people that are coming from that live in Africa. We know that's the origin, but there are Black people in Brazil. There are Black people in Dominican and Haiti. There are Black people in Europe. They move there, but it's hard for other people in the world to say we're all African or we're all African American, because some of them like to say I'm Haitian, or some of the people from the Caribbean may say I'm African Latino, Afro Latino. And to me, that just like further separates us, in my opinion. And so that's the reason why I started using Black. I felt like by saying I was Black, I could go anywhere in the world and be like, I'm Black, you Black, we Black. And just have that type of, I guess you would say, we would have some type of
Connection,
connection.
right? Black. That's what we got to go. Black,
Exactly,
right?
some type of
No
connection.
confusion. There's no confusion when you say
It's
you're
no
Black.
confusion. So what are your thoughts on that?
No, I agree. I mean, like I said, to me, it's interchangeable. I'm Black, African. I'm not one of these people that are like, you're not Black because a crown is Black. You're not as dark as a Black crown. You're not Black. I am a Black man. I have no problem saying that. I am a Black man. But right, we are united in our Blackness. We're just, the slave ship stopped in Cuba. It also stopped in Puerto Rico, and it stopped in the island. So that because of that, you have your Jamaican, your Haitians, your Cubans, but we all are united in our Blackness. So I
In
agree.
our Blackness. And so, and then if you even think about it like this too, Dynas, most Africans from Africa don't consider themselves African. They'll say, I'm Nigerian. They'll say, I'm Ghanaian. They'll say, I'm Kenyan. They don't say, I'm African. So it to me further disconnects us, right? Because now you got all of these Africans saying that they're this. Then you got all these people saying that they're that. When if we all just said we were Black, that's like the connecting factor. That's like the missing piece. That's the puzzle piece that puts us all together, because it doesn't take a lot to realize who's Black or who's not. All you have to do is have eyesight. If you have vision and you can see color, you will be able to identify a Black person like this. It don't take no more than a second. Sometimes the hair may throw you off. You may have an additional question like, where are you from? Or what are you mixed with? But you know that they're Black. And so I just feel like if people started using that more interchangeably, I'm Black, you Black, and we all kind of went there, I just think it would be like more connection. We would be able to connect more internationally or globally.
Hey guys, links in the chat room. If you'd like to call in and add to the conversation, you're more than welcome to call in and add to the conversation. Floyd 12 says we ain't African. Oh boy, Greg, listen, Floyd, you're more than welcome to call in. So link is in the chat room. Click on the link, come and join the conversation again. Come and join the conversation, everybody. We're going to pray for Hannah. Hannah needs to pass her real estate exam on Saturday. Hannah, we know you're going to do it, Hannah.
Yes, I'm going to do it this time. I'm super pumped. I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm going into it with a different mindset. This is it. One and done. Or two.
Are you using a prep agent?
Yeah, I used it, but it's not doing too much for me, because the problem is they keep changing the real estate content, like when you take the test. So it's not like Prep Agent anymore. It's not like Exam Smart anymore. It's 2022. They've changed the content, and that's the problem. That's really the problem. They've changed it. Yeah,
You
so
know,
it's harder.
I just got my license back in 2021. Yeah, in 2021, and prep agent, like as
Really?
far as getting ready for my exam,
Yep.
that
Yep.
got me ready.
I saw some changes though in November because that's when I originally took it, November
Mhm,
2021, and it
mhm,
was some changes. So it's been a lot of changes, believe it or not, because there's so many people trying to take the real estate exam
mhm.
because of real estate, being in a high
Right,
market.
right. Okay. Ade tutu.
Ade tutu.
Yo, can you hear me?
Uh huh.
How's it going, brothers? I appreciate you having me on here,
Brother and sisters.
brother and sisters. Okay,
There we go.
of course. Let me not diminish your role here. Nothing without the feminine energy here. But I just want to chime in. I guess I would be considered what people call FBA today. I don't subscribe to that though, just because I've noticed since like college. I went to school in Atlanta. And I remember my freshman year, I identified with Africa. I remember my RA coming to me and saying, actually everybody on the floor coming surrounding me, like, why do you care about Africa? What has Africa ever done for you? And to me, it's just like, I mean, that's my identity. That's where I come from. Even though I was born here, I can trace my lineage to the 1800s here. I have civil rights leaders in my family tree, but I know that nobody had to tell me that I was African. But as I continue to do my family tree, I had a lot of people telling me like, hey, such and such was Native American. Your grandfather was Native American. So I had the idea, let me take my ancestry test, my DNA test, just so I can see if I can substantiate these claims. 0% came back. It came back 52% Nigerian. And I honestly did not
Hey, I
need
want you to repeat that. I want you to repeat that again. How much percentage came back Native American? Please repeat that
Z
again.
0% came back Native American. And to be honest with you, like I said, I want to know, everybody's claiming this. Do I have a claim to any type of rights as a free person, a freedman?
Absolutely nothing. No claim to
Right.
nothing.
And
Yeah.
I didn't need, I actually, what's her name? Alondra Nelson. She wrote a book about DNA, the social aspects of DNA. And I was like, let me go check this out. I don't need anybody to tell me that I'm African. I'm well deep, into African culture. Ifa is my religion, so I didn't need anybody to tell me that I was like that I'm Yoruba. That's how I felt since I was a young man. But getting that result back just let me know, like, sometimes we got to trust ourselves, trust what your ancestors told you. My grandmother told me was from Africa. Like, that's the only thing I could substantiate. And the thing that actually kind of blew my mind is when I look at the admixture test. My grandmother told me that her great grandmother was an Indian from Africa, right? So when I look into it, that DNA test came back about 1.7% Indonesian, and that made me believe that perhaps some of my ancestors might have been from Madagascar, knowing that
No, no, no.
admixture.
Listen. A lot of slaves came from Madagascar, actually.
So yeah, I identify as a Black African. That's my race. I identify as American. That's my nationality, and my ethnicity. Practice Ifa. Like, initiative Ifa. Like, I got to devote my life to the study of Ifa. So I consider myself Yoruba for that reason. But
So out of the two, it sounds like we're on the same page. You're saying
mhm,
Black African, Black American. And that's
right,
essentially what I'm saying here. I feel like if more African American people just identify as Black, it would just be more like unity within all of us because we all have that commonality no matter where
right,
we're from. Or, like you said, you can even identify as African because we know we come from Africa. I just realized a lot of Africans who already know where they're from, they don't even identify as African though. They identify as like Nigerian, Ghanaian, and they'd be like, African is not a thing. Like, where are you
well,
from?
I think that the thing about it is us as United States born African Americans who've been here for 200 years, 300 years, whatever. We are the only people who have been forced to identify on the basis of race. If you're in Cuba, there are people who spoke Yoruba up until the 1920s as a lingua franca. You know, people who come here from Jamaica, come here from Trinidad, come here from Nigeria, they have another thing to distinguish themselves from us. They have their nationality. And because English is so imprecise, you know, we don't say estadounidense like in Spanish. We say American, but in reality, we could say Canadians are Americans, people in the United States are Americans, people in Mexico's and the Caribbeans are Americans. And that's just, you know, like I think it's just a factor of us having to identify on the basis of race. Nobody else has had to do that. Everybody else who comes here is like, hey, I'm Jewish American, I'm Swedish, I'm this and that. But we're the only people who systematically had our ethnicities erased because that's a liability. I mean, we'll revolt if we can retain our language. If we can team up like that, then that's a liability for somebody who wants to keep us enslaved. So,
and that's what I'm saying. That's the point of the conversation today. We need to team up like that. You know, we need to get to that point where we're on one accord. And I think once we're on one accord as Black people, as African people, and this is the whole continent of Africa and everywhere in the world globally, then we'll be on one accord with many more things, such as the currency in Africa, you know, such as some of the bigger things that matter, you know, to get the economy up in Africa. We'll be on one page. But it starts with your identity.
London.
How's it going? Hello?
Hey, London.
London, you there?
Yup.
My
Can you
bad.
guys
My
hear me?
sound's going in and out. My bad. My sound is going in and out. Hold on. Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm. So, London, you have something to bring to the convo?
Probably not. You guys have said a lot of things. Shout out to Dinah. Shout out to this beautiful woman over here. I was just gonna say, I feel like whether we call ourselves Black or African American, I don't think that's what's gonna unify us as a African collective.
Okay, so what do you think will unify us then?
Just based off, honestly, that's a lot to say, but I feel like it just takes conscious effort for Black people to naturally come together. Because in my opinion, I don't, other than like white Americans, most white folks, they don't try to have, they might in one cause be all unified under their like white race, but simultaneously they're not losing their, besides white Americans, they're not losing their European identity in order to come together. Like we see with Germans and Ukrainians, to me, they're like brother and sister, but they're not really getting along with each other too. And that's probably more so to do with like cultural issues.
Mm-hmm. And I hear what you're saying, London. I agree with not losing your identity, because I don't think anybody should lose their identity, and they won't. It will just not happen. Like, even if Africans from Nigeria started to consider themselves Black or African, that still would not, I don't believe they would lose their identity of being Nigerian at all. But I just think that sometimes having a better understanding of your title, of who you are, it's going to help you with your guidance in the future. If you don't even know who you are, you're African American sometimes, you're Black sometimes. Then we have so many people from the Caribbean, they're this and Afro Latino and this and that. You know, it kind of makes you like, who are you? And it seems like we have so many different nationalities going on, and so many different races. And it's like, if we just came together and we were just one, then there we go.
I do agree with you on that. I feel like for instance, Black Brits, they don't have like a unifying Black culture because they come from so many different areas. Like it'd be like Caribbean immigrants and then African immigrants, and they don't really like correlate with each other. But I feel like even with us, like me personally, I've called myself African American. The whole Black title, I personally have never like identified with that. Not for like anything in particular, but I don't know. African American to me is just, that's what I feel like I am. That's what I know I am, and
That's
that's
what
how
you know.
I don't feel.
Right. But that's why we're on here today. You know, just some enlightenment, just a point of view For people who do identify as African American, you know, maybe this is a different point of view for you to be like, never thought about it like that. And if you agree, then you use it. If you don't, then you continue to be African American and, you know, use what you feel comfortable with. But it took me going back and forth and like really trying to identify further to say, yeah, I think Black is better because we can all unify with that.
True, I agree with you, but I feel like we're much more than a skin tone, and I understand like the
Agree.
semantics and stuff, but just referring to myself just as Black, I feel like that limits me, not even by the eyes of society, just like, you know, in general.
Yeah, I agree with the color situation because I did think about it from that point too. I'm like, Black is a color at the end of the day, and Black people are not even Black. We're not even the color Black. We're brown.
Exactly.
So, you know, I've thought about that also. But then I also realized that as long as people continue to do the research and find out where they're from, you know, then you know where you're from. You know what specific area of your Blackness you resonate with. But at the end of the day, we're all Black. And that's the problem with Black people. We don't know how to unite. So we got to start finding resolutions and solutions on uniting.
Well, I'm a little
That
concerned though too because I've been noticing, especially like on Twitter Spaces, like I've seen stuff like it says FBA, and I'll see like I can get booted from a room just for having an African name. I can hear people start saying like, "Oh, I can't start saying what I want to say because there's too many Africans in here," and I'm concerned that you know there's this narrative that the transatlantic slave trade did not happen. And with this critical race theory nonsense going on with the school board, if we don't pay attention in 60 to 75 years, we may get to the point where the same way they have Holocaust denial, there might be a Ma'afa denial. And I'm really concerned about that. Like I'm Black is no longer unifying us. It's actually it's being weaponized in a sense.
Okay, Dynas, I saw you shaking your head like, yeah, why do you
No,
agree?
I agree because I don't, Hannah, I don't know if you know what's going on if you're abreast to it. There are people saying, like, for example, Harriet Tubman was a made up story. That didn't happen. Slavery didn't happen. Where are the slave ships? So it didn't happen. We were already here. The Mississippi River is the Nile River. It's happening. And because of social media, like people are actually like buying into the shit. So he has a point.
I think it's a small, very, very, very small portion of the world and the population who would even think that way. But I see what you're saying out of Tutu over time. And as years progress, and we're like 60 years in from now, yes, information gets lost. You know, sometimes information gets lost. But we just have to, you know, keep the faith and keep pushing the information. I think as long as we're pushing information like we're doing right now, the information won't be lost. And so many people, as the years continue, they're going to have more access to information so they can find out the truths. They can look on Google, on anything, YouTube. I mean, it'll be something else created in 50 years from now that's even more scientifically and technology savvy that they can like find the answer in like 0.2 seconds. So I don't think that's an excuse.
Well,
I think people who think like that, they want to believe that there's something other than African.
but how do we ensure that people find the right information? Because now we have more information than ever. Like you said, it's so easy to come across it. But how do we determine what, you know, I don't control the algorithm. So
Right.
if this, you know, we're not from this, like, I guess they're calling it out of Africa myth now. If that's being pushed, like, how do we control what information? Because I mean, back in the day, you could go to you know, there's peer reviewed research, there's, you know, libraries and whatnot, but now anybody can put whatever they want out there, and it's not necessarily cited. People aren't educated in how to check references, for instance. Like, how do we make sure our people don't fall for the okie doke?
It's very simple. If somebody wants the truth, they're going to search for it. They're going to keep searching. It's the same thing for religion. Nobody knows, but everybody's still searching. And then at some point you just put your feet somewhere in this pool and say, I'm going with it and I'm having faith in it. And that's kind of what may end up happening, I mean, 50 to 100 years from now, because we are so far removed from the slave trade. We're even far removed from all of that. I mean, you sound young to me, and I know I'm so far removed. I can't even believe some of the racist things that happened like in the 60s, because I was born in the 90s. So as the years progress, yeah, we're going to get further and further removed. But if you want to know the truth, as you get older, people will seek and search. And it is the same thing for religion. Look how far away we are from religion, but people are still seeking. And then, like I said, you place your feet somewhere and you say, I'm going with this and I'm going to have faith.
Yeah, let me bring. Hold on one second. Hey, London, we appreciate you coming on. You too, Adetutu.
Yes.
Yep, thanks.
No problem. Let's get
Gito.
Gito, go ahead. In Huntsville, Alabama.
All right. Alabama in the house.
Go ahead, Gito.
Peace, fam. Peace. Peace to the
Peace.
chat. Peace to brother Amir. Peace to sister Hannah and the brother Huntsville. Me myself, I identify as a neo West African or sometimes African American, but I have a lot of disdain.
You said, hold on, did you say neo West African?
Yeah, because of the
like neo soul, like neo soul.
Yeah, basically, because
okay.
Most of us are like
go ahead.
West Africans. We're like pan West Africans. So, we come from different amalgamations of West African groups. You know what I'm saying? So, but I have chosen one of the tribes, that resides in my genetics in one of the countries or whatever. But, I agree that we do need some continuity as far as identification, because now we're having, repopulation of quote unquote blacks, coming in the region. And I'm not saying that to separate from them. I'm saying that because we need that continuity. We need that solidarity in this country. You know what I'm saying? And I just think being black, like the other brother said, I think saying black, that's it, even though these are fringe groups, it still leaves a lot of room for effery, if you know what I mean, because we got the black Hebrew Israelites, we got the black Indians, we got the black Arabs, we got the black Moors.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but they actually consider them brown. So I don't know if you've heard it, but they'll say it plenty of times, like my black and my brown people. And so they kind of consider like the Arabs who are dark, the Indians from India, different people like that. They consider them brown.
Oh yeah, I agree. But basically what I'm saying is how those fringe pseudo groups that we have in our communities, they try to overuse the word black, and they take like a dark skin, like you said, an Easterner, somebody from the East with darker skin than most of us, and they're like, see, they're black or they're melanated. See, those are our people. Like, no, that doesn't have anything to do with us. You know what I'm saying? And so ultimately, I think it's healthier to just claim the continent. We are Africans. We're diasporic Africans. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Now, I will say that, Gito, I agree. I guess the question was more so for Black Americans, right? Because unfortunately, a lot of Black people in America are not claiming Africa if they've never been. They are just not. They are like, are you kidding me? I'm from Atlanta. I'm not African. I don't know anybody from Africa. And that's just how they look at it. And that is a large population over here of Americans. Now, if they could adapt that mindset, I already have, but I've been to Africa. So I wouldn't mind identifying myself as African. People ask me, oh, what are you? I'm African. But then I feel like that does raise that next question. Well, we're from Africa. And then it's like, I don't have my DNA results. I don't know where I'm from in Africa. So then I'm like, I don't know. I haven't gotten my DNA results. And I've done that before. I've had that conversation where I say that, and it's a little embarrassing and weird because it's like, I don't even know where I'm from. And so that's the reason why I felt Black, it feels more comfortable, especially for Black Americans who don't know where they're from on the continent.
I agree.
Hey, Huntsville, Alabama, unmute yourself.
What's up, guys and girls?
What's up?
Peace.
All right. Let me see. To be honest with you, I don't really have a problem with any. I don't have a problem with Black. I don't have a problem with African American. I don't have a problem with African. I just don't have a problem with any of them. I mean, that's just the way I feel. I mean, things have evolved over time. I'm 60 years old, by the way. Things have evolved over time. So, Negro, colored, Black, African American, African, ADOS, foundational. I accept it all. I just do. Maybe that makes me a pariah, and I don't know how I can narrow it down to just one, because even narrowing it down won't unify us. What really dislocated us is the thing that will probably never unify us, and that's integration. Integration was the cultural annihilation of Black people,
Brother,
never to
that
return.
Huntsville, me and you gotta do a whole separate show on that. Like, because you're more of a post civil rights baby, right?
60, 61. 1960,
Right. So
61.
you were there like toward the end of segregation going to integration, right?
Yeah, I remember my grandmother and mother crying on the front porch, and I didn't know what was going on. Then they said John F. Kennedy got assassinated. So, and that was like 63, 64. So,
so Black folks were crying when John F. Kennedy got assassinated, and they were crying when Obama got elected. I remember when
and they cried
Obama
when King got assassinated too. They cried when King got assassinated.
Oh, well, King, yeah, King got assassinated. I remember when Obama got elected. So I used to sell insurance to seniors, right?
Yeah.
So Medicaid and Medicaid Advantage and all, and these insurance products.
Yeah.
And I remember the day after the election, I had my appointments. I was going to see some seniors, and they broke down crying like, during the appointment. We start talking about Obama.
I could understand that. I could understand that, considering you have to realize what people have been through. You just have to realize how that moment just. Now, to me, Obama disappointed us, but that's another subject. But
Terrible.
at that time, I mean, your whole history just came to the forefront. Now, I think we got played. I think we got bamboozled with the Obama phenomenon, because, what I do, if I take in all these terms like Black, African American, African, foundational, then the foundational side of me saying that, well, Obama, the white folks probably wouldn't have voted for him in the number that they voted for him if he didn't have a white side. I'm just saying, if he, I'm just wondering if he didn't have a white side, and both his parents migrated from the cotton fields in the 1800s America, would he be president in 2008?
That's a good question.
Yeah. So, but guys and girls, I do have my DNA results from 23andMe. Just got them back, and just like the
you got to do African ancestry.
African ancestry.
You got to do African ancestry.
That's
show your results. But listen, share your results. Share your results.
I submitted the spit now. So, like the previous person, I have 0% Native American.
Wow.
A lot of black people don't have Native American in them. I try to talk about brother. You do?
Mm-hmm.
How much, Hannah?
I don't know, but I know like it's literally.
Hold on.
Let me tell you how close it is. How close it is, though. Let me tell you how close it is. My mom's dad, my grandfather, Yeah, so it's very close on that side.
Your
My great
grandfather's
grandmother was
what?
Native
Your,
American.
like
My
Native
great
American.
grandmother, yes, part of the Cherokee.
Okay.
So it's very
Now, the
close.
Cherokees had slaves. You talk about Cherokee, or
Yeah, Cherokee. They look Native American and everything. I mean, the
Oh,
hair.
okay.
So,
You'll have you like the Marines. You're the few and the proud because
mm-hmm,
my sister, she was 1.5%, which is pretty much like zero. Uh,
mm-hmm,
a lot of us, not saying you, but a lot of Black Americans do not have that Native American blood in them. I think it was handed down because of what transpired during the slave trade.
okay.
Uh, I think it's just folklore, and we don't want to let our children know that our brown skin, which we brag about, is a
Mm-hmm.
result of the rape, which is why we're not as dark as we probably should be.
Right, right.
Uh, but I'm 76% sub-Saharan African, 22 and a half European, and zero point 0.9 East Indian, Indonesian, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Hmm.
So,
Well,
uh,
congratulations on getting those results. I mean, that's a big step. I'm
and
trying to get mine soon. So I definitely recommend everybody in the chat get your DNA test results. Maybe we have a show like that one day, Dinus, and
yeah, we'll do
have
it
everybody come on and talk about
for
what
the
they got
DNA results,
after.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Flying Amber, go ahead. You got to mute yourself.
Hey guys, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So for me, like the other brother just said, I don't have any problem whether you call me black, African American. Most job application you normally see black or African American.
Yeah.
That's what you see. There is a song by JJC. I think that's what it's called. It says we all Africans. If you were born in Brazil and you're black, you're African. You're born in UK, you're black, you're African. It doesn't matter where you're born, we're all Africans. So from that perspective, I think the real truth is that the way I see it, being African or using the word African or the adjective before African before American is just a matter of heritage, right? That's what it signifies where you came from. Just like the Caucasian American, basically mean that you came from Europe. But when you say white, white is more in the traditional saying white is not a color, but we do understand white is a color. That's what it means. It means that you're white. That's just color of your skin. That's your tone color. And if you're black, it means that your skin tone is black. So I think black is more of a color reference, and African is more of a heritage.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to make reference to where you're from, you use African. If you want to make reference to your, skin tone, you say black.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's true
So
too. But so you have an accent. So where are you from originally?
originally, I was born in Nigeria.
Okay.
So
So
yeah.
when you're in America, you don't consider yourself Nigerian or Nigerian American?
So just like you asked me, right? Some
Mm-hmm.
people will go straight ahead and just ask you, oh, if they notice the accent or whatever. Some don't, some just confused. So sometimes I say I'm French Canadian. I can say whatever I want to say. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can.
If I heard your accent and you said you were French Canadian, I would think you were lying.
But some people, that don't have any clue wouldn't know. You know what I mean?
But what's
That's
wrong with saying Nigerian though?
there's nothing
Because let
wrong
me
with.
say this. Let me say this, Fly and Amber. I have met a lot of Africans from the continent with accents who are from countries like Nigeria, Rwanda, Ghana, and they don't want to like admit that they're like from there. They don't want to say like I'm Ghanaian or I'm Rwandan. They'll just be like they're African American. And I kind of find that interesting because I'm like, well, what's wrong with like, saying where you're actually from? Like when people ask you like, where are you from? It's like the runaround, versus this is where I'm from. This is why my voice is like this. This is why I have an accent.
There's a few things to that. Uh, um, One of them is just being the fact that when somebody or when you say you're African, take for instance what's going on in Ukraine right now. When you say you're African, it does come with some, you know, you a less of a you they give you a lesser of a value. Believe it or not, there is some lesser of a value that is attached to that. You know, and I hate to say this, but it's the truth. So I
Did you
don't.
hear that?
Yeah, I mean, so I don't really, pick on my brothers for saying, refusing to say where they're from. That's one. And two, I mean, when people, say for instance, you say you're Nigerian, some ignorant people will say, okay, oh, you guys send me that weird email, some nonsense like that. Nobody wants to deal with that nonsense sometimes. So you just, you can just kind of look at the person and know where this person is going to come from and just say, you know what, I'm this, I'm that, whatever, just to escape the discussion. You don't want to talk about it and stuff like that. So
So I'm sorry, Flying Amber. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
yeah.
you're basically saying that sometimes saying that you're African American holds more weight in society than saying that you're Nigerian or you're Ghanaian or Rwandan in America
It,
or anywhere in the world.
it does, and it's also situational. So let me clarify that. Put that it's situational too. It depends on where you at, and but I would say probably 80% of the time, not saying you're African, you're better off.
Wow. So that's interesting. What do you think, Dynast?
I don't know. I'm proud to say I'm African American or black, so it doesn't matter to me. I'm
But
proud
is
to
that
say.
because we're from America that it makes it easier for us to feel that way? Because he's
I don't
saying
know.
it's
Yeah, I'm
harder for
proud of it.
him. And some Africans who come from the continent, they feel that African American holds more weight.
Yep.
Be Almighty. Go be Almighty. Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir.
And be Almighty. You are the last caller, and then we're gonna close out.
Indeed. I hear the brother speaking, and I understand what he's saying because I see it like I consider I like the foundational Black American designation. I won't really get into that, but I'm born, raised here, but my father's actually from Sierra Leone, West Africa, right? So I don't know anyone except for my father on his side. So,
You're
when I
Sierra Leone.
graduated,
You're Sierra Leone.
yeah, sure, on my father's side, most definitely. Culturally, I'm Black American, right? Because I didn't live, breathe, speak anything of the culture, but I definitely connect with it heavy. And what I see is what the brother said. I see like Christianity is one of the ways that a lot of Africans whitewash their identity. I see a lot of name changes. I work in cybersecurity. I got 2 girls from Ghana on my team right now. One of the girl, she changed her name, and we respect it and we identify her as such, but we understand that she's trying to seem less African, but she
What
can't
did
hide it.
what did she change her name to? Okay.
Laura.
You know what? I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't think you want to give her
Yeah,
personal.
Laura. I just say her first name, but she changed it to Laura.
You know what's funny? So I was born Albert Horton Hollis II, right?
Mhm.
Are you serious?
Oh wow.
You know that, Hannah? Everybody
No.
knows that. Yeah, it's not my birth name. I when I legally changed my name, people thought I was crazy. And one of the reasons why they said I shouldn't change my name is because basically, I might offend white people in corporate America. That was the reasoning on why I should not change my name. But people love my name.
So what did you officially change it to?
I'm Dynast Abefe Adewale Emir.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
had
so
no
good.
problems with my
Mhm.
name.
Indeed. I'll just say one other thing. I don't think a lot of people from the continent embrace what the continent is as much as we do here, because for us, it's like a movement, and we're trying to redeem like the honor of African culture, language, all of that stuff. But we got to be honest, they're coming from there and in a lot of ways trying to leave it behind. I mean, they
Trying
have
to run away from it.
yeah, in a lot of ways because they want to assimilate here. So it's it's an interesting dynamic with how
It
that
is.
shapes out, when we all interact here. So
Yeah,
And that's what I was just trying to say, be almighty. And I'm glad you mentioned that. when I was just talking to Fly and Amber, how he was saying he felt like African American holds more weight than him saying he's from that, he's Nigerian.
Mhm.
But in our eyes, I would love to be able to say I was Nigerian and know that's where I come from. And I would make it hold weight. Like, I don't care who,
Indeed.
thinks what, like, I'm going to make it hold weight. So it's an interesting dynamic, and it's a lot of that happening. And that's also a part of the problem. That's part of the reason why I felt like everybody just coming together as Black people,
So
try to bring it together more.
So just to, just to quickly add to that, the issue is bigger in corporate America, right? In corporate America, it's a lot harder. Can you hear me?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, it's a lot harder in corporate America because if you're an African in corporate America, you have a harder time than an African American in corporate America. That's facts. Because people
That's
you
fact.
deal with, people you deal with. I know these are hard truth, but Caucasian American, white people, Asian, they're more used to African American than they used to Africans. You can relate more. It's easier for that for each other to relate a lot easier than say an African that is coming straight up from Africa or whatever. Even in college, it's the same thing. So the sooner you can integrate yourself, the sooner you can get away from the pure African identity, the better for you if you want to be able to, get along and be able to do what you need to do. These are facts. These are not, if you want to be Africa, stay in Africa. That's just the way it is. Like they say, if you're in Rome, you gotta behave like the Romans. The people didn't say that because it sounds.
See, this is where I disagree. Chinese aren't doing that.
But the
Hispanics are doing that.
Yeah, but the Chinese and
Japanese are doing that.
But
their reputation is different on the world stage.
That's what I
though.
was just gonna say. The
And
Chinese.
I'm not saying it's justified. Pardon me, just for a second, because again, I've got 2 girls from Ghana like in my team, and one thing I noticed, like when you got to communicate, you're communicating in English, whether it's oral, written, or whatever. So when it's your second language and you're kind of missing like these little things and making maybe these little communication oversights, but you're a smart individual, some people may kind of use that against you. So some folks from Africa, they kind of hide from that accent, or if they can get away from it quicker, they want to. So I just think the other nationalities that you mentioned, their country has a good reputation on the world stage. So they're not, and they got backing on the world stage from their country. So when they come over here, they stand a little taller. Whereas I think Africans don't enjoy that same benefit.
I'll give you one. A quick example about something like that. And some of these things is caused by the society itself. They force you to change. The society you in force you to change to become one or the other. And I'll give you an example. If you're texting somebody, normal people probably would notice this. If you're texting somebody and you use the word, instead of saying I am, and you said am, you took out the I part, somebody will pick that up and says, where are you from? Because you don't use I before the am. I am, you will say, where are you from? And you will say, okay, why? You don't even hear me speak. I'm just texting. Why are you asking me where I'm from? It says, because you didn't use I before you said the am. People that are not from here don't use I before they say am. So now you learn, okay, if you want to text the next time, I want to use I because I don't want somebody to pick that out and say, okay, oh, he's not from here because he doesn't use I. He just says am. You people don't know those are real things. These are real things that people have to deal with every day.
And I get it, and that's why we're saying that it's so interesting to us, because you guys should be embracing that. You should be embracing that you say am from. I like that am from rather than I am from. I don't like everything about the English language. I like the way you all's accents sound better. So it's just interesting though that like it's not embraced as much from you all who are coming from, these other countries in Africa, and you're like trying to assimilate to what we're doing. It's like, be you. We trying to get like y'all.
Yeah, true.
Can I say something right quick?
Yeah, go ahead. And after you say something, we'll go ahead and let Hannah close it out. But go ahead, take your
Okay.
time, brother. Take your time.
I do think that the what quote unquote foundational Black America, I do think that those who are worldwide Africans, uh, I do think we are the vanguard uh, of the worldwide Africans. Marcus Garvey didn't become Marcus Garvey because of Jamaica. Marcus Garvey became Marcus Garvey because of the United States of America. And so people wouldn't know about Marcus Garvey. And let's be clear, Marcus Garvey never set one foot in Africa. I think the world immigrants, whether they're Black or Japanese, I think they owe a lot to us because of the hell that we went through to get these laws like civil rights, affirmative action, which were originally just for us because of the hell we went through. And everybody has taken it and commandeered it. But I think the world owes a great deal of gratitude to the African Americans, the foundational Black Americans here in this land. That's it.
All right, cool. What we'll do, we'll go ahead and close out. Hannah, how can
Yeah.
people reach you? Hannah, is your YouTube page up?
Yes, but it's under construction. I haven't been
Okay,
putting
it's under
up
construction,
content.
okay.
So, but when I do, I will definitely say something about it. But it is up. So you guys can
Okay.
follow it. It's Hidden Gems with Hannah. I do still
Okay.
have content on there. I just haven't updated lately, but it's
Call
still
it
some good content.
Call it International Hannah.
Yeah, I'm all over the place with names too. That's why I brought the whole. I'm like, we
Call
need
it
to get
International Hannah.
International Hannah. It's
There we
Hidden
go. I
Gems
like
with Hannah is the name of it right now, and it has a lot of content about Black entrepreneurship. So I have interviews with different, entrepreneurs, hotel owners, real estate entrepreneurs, even Mr. Julius Mwale, who's building an international sustainable technology city in Kenya. So I got a chance to fly out to Kenya, see the city, fly out to New York and interview him. So you can definitely check out the channel, Hidden Gems with Hannah. Support, subscribe. I'll be uploading and adding some video to it very soon this year, for sure.
That's what's up. Everybody, thank you for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Donfo.Africa. If you're interested in rolling to Sierra Leone, I got about 2 spots left. We're rolling April 20th through the 30th. Until next time, family, Donnie Samir, search for Huru. Peace.
Peace.
Indeed. Peace.